I tried to record this video. So with the topic of the COVID vaccine, so obviously me whole Martin the Taoiseach was talking to Virgin Media News today, and I have to say well done to the Pasetto. She really grilled him on questions. OT were never asked the questions that Virgin Media asked today to me whole Martin. But they asked them very simply, would people need a COVID pass? Now we use the word COVID pass to go to a restaurant. Take for example, you want to go to a restaurant or cinema. You would need to show proof that you've been vaccinated before you're allowed, and I say you'd be turned away if you weren't allowed. And hardly that they're gonna run things without hardly that they're gonna let them in without a vaccine, unless the COVID vaccine, Pfizer, whatever vaccine. Now, as you know, in Ireland across the world, it's been wrapped up very significantly, especially now because now they want to vaccinate 4.7 million by the end of September, which is very ambitious, may I say, for a country. Well, for a small population, it's likely, but very ambitious things. But there was more ambitious, like they said, ambitious things before with the government. But yeah, so first of all, people are able to decide. I don't think it would be mandatory. I don't think they have a legal right to make it mandatory, because people are entitled to choose themselves, I suppose, because you have a choice. You do have a choice if you take it or not, but from what I'm seeing, you really will be left out of society, and you'll be just abandoned in society. You'll be just left to your own devices at home, and that's really what's been said here, that you won't be allowed to go anywhere, to matches, anything like that. So, and as people have often asked me about me, would I take the COVID vaccine, and I didn't know what to say anything because it's a very touchy subject, I suppose, at the moment, and I don't think many people don't want people to talk too much about the vaccines, and as I say straight. But I was so in my what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say for me, that I really have no other choice in the matter, and again, and again this looks into what me whole Martin was saying, that you won't be allowed to go to work, and you won't be allowed to be in civil service, which is something that I'm aiming for. I'm in half civil service, I suppose now. Not getting paid obviously in the civil service. Probably I would say a volunteer in the civil service, and I would be probably a full civil servant by, hopefully, please God, by the end of the year. But I don't think you'd be allowed to be in the local authorities unless you had a COVID vaccine. Obviously, because I'd be out walking on the roads, and you'd be in the public domain, if that makes any sense, in the public atmosphere, I suppose you could say. And I don't think you would be allowed unless you had a COVID vaccine, and I'm not willing, I would rather go out and do my job and then sit at home, I wouldn't want to, I might as well say straight, I don't think it's worth it in really refusing or anything like that. I might as well say for myself, because it's just, if you don't, you'll probably be hounded by people and everything like that. And and again, I know this, as I always say, there's always a chance, something could go wrong. There's probably, I don't know, again, I don't want to seem like some person is just straight away just like this is wrong, but vaccines, I got a vaccine when I went to first year. I can't think of what it was for, but I faced no consequences, so anything like that, for it, and I had vaccines when I was younger, but I don't know much about vaccines. I might as well say straight, I don't know much, so don't take my word for everything I'm saying. But it's the same with everything. Everything. There's always a small chance of something going wrong, and that's just saying it straight to people. And I don't mean to sound like some kind of, as people often call it, conspiracy theorists. Because again, people will bring me up on this and probably give out to me for this. But there's always a chance something will go wrong. There's always a chance, no matter how much anything's safe. There's always 1% or 2% chance of something going wrong. Now it's very unlikely. But it's the chance is there, I suppose, if that makes any sense. Again, I don't want to sound like some kind of, I don't know what you would call it, as I said, conspiracy theory. But again, it's good that I hope the government don't make it mandatory for people, because again, people can choose. Because at the end of the day, I probably would take it, because you wouldn't be allowed to, go around the society, and I don't think, I want to give up. I don't think I want to give up my place in the civil service or anything. I know that sounds very selfish, but I don't want to be sitting in my house for the rest of my life, if that makes any sense, because I think that'd be probably what will happen, I might be honest with people, I think that's what's going to happen if you don't take the COVID vaccine. And I don't want to sound like somebody that's saying to people, you have to. I would say to people, think about it. Think about it again. Don't listen to everything I have to say. Again, people can independently think for themselves, look it up and see, what you take. What do you take in your mind? Because again, it depends. It really does depend. But so yeah, it's a weird time anyway. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I know some people have different opinions. I know some people take, they disagree severely on the COVID vaccine and any vaccines. And I can understand their points. But it's just, it's really, really, I just don't know. I really just don't know. But it'll be the same really for everything, that you won't be allowed to go anywhere. I hardly that you'll be allowed to even go to the shops or outside your front garden. But it's just a strange time. And then you probably need, as they were saying, the health passport. I think that'd be the same. Is it the same what they're talking about? The health back a few months ago, was it the same thing? I wonder. But communist China uses it. So, I think that's all I can say, to be honest. But I would say to people, think about it. Look into it if you feel. I know some people are anxious, but I know a few people actually, speaking actually when I'm here, I know 2 or 3 people actually got the COVID vaccine who are nurses. And they said to me, obviously when you get anything in your arm, you feel, but I often remember when I was in first year, I remember when I get a vaccine or I get an injection. I got an injection one time into my arm here. And I do get a bit jittery after a few minutes, after a minute or two of it, because it's just, I don't know, needles. It just my body doesn't react well to needles or anything like that, or vaccines or injections or anything like that. But yeah, they said it was safe, and the medicine said, and I tend to believe them. I tend to believe these 3 nurses that they said it was safe. So yeah, I think I think it's to an extent this safe. I might say straight, but again, I'm not a doctor. I might say straight. I don't know much. I only know about first aid, a bit about first aid at most. But I'm not hugely qualified, so I say to people, go and ask an expert or person who, your GP. Your GP be a good person too. Or because again, I might not know too much about. As I say, I don't know much about vaccines, which is why I don't talk about them too much, because I just don't know. I really just don't know much about them. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know your opinions, I suppose, your opinions on what you think. I know some people would disagree with me very much so. And everybody's right to disagree. Everybody's right to their opinion and to their beliefs. Because that's what democracy is all about. Everybody has a different opinion on everything. That's such a good thing about democracy. And freedom and things like that. Everybody has choice in matters and can decide for themselves what's best for themselves, and that's a good thing. But yeah, take care everybody. Please stay safe. Look after yourself. Mind yourself. And I'll speak to you later. And bye.